2 because I wasn't recording. What's up, guys? Welcome to Monday Reflections. Yesterday at Avenue South, we were in John chapter 21, verse 18 and 19. And of course, last week we saw that Peter got out of the boat with the disciples to go to the beach. They're hanging out with Jesus, having breakfast. And then Jesus is like, yo, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? So he's confronting Peter on like his denial, and they get all that straight. They're square. And then Jesus says this to Peter immediately following. Truly, truly, I say to you, when you were young, you used to dress yourself and walk wherever you wanted. But when you're old, you're going to stretch out your hands and another will dress you and carry you where you don't want to go. Now, Jesus was saying this to indicate what kind of death that Peter was going to have that was going to glorify God. After saying this, he said to Peter, follow me. So how will your life glorify God? A couple of things we talked about yesterday. Number one, focus on the now. Focus on today. Focus on the in-between. Just like Peter, there is a point where we meet Jesus for the first time. Then there's the point where we go to be with Jesus forever. Just like Peter, both of those things happened, but there was an in-between. And Jesus was telling him, this is what you're gonna do in between. It's the same thing goes for all of us. There's an in-between. There's a body. There's something that happens between the time we meet Jesus and the time we die. So the question is, what are you doing in the in-between? Are you coasting? Are you hanging out? Are you I'm just gonna wait until Jesus comes back and then, no, that's not what we're called to do. I'm really inspired by my grandmother. She's 80-something years old, still very young, and she ain't just hanging out at home watching Golden Girls, munching on Cheetos. She's serving. Every Monday night, there's a ministry that our home church puts on that she is there serving faithfully every single Monday night. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So what are we doing with our lives that's gonna glorify God? And hey, the in-between, this is where the good stuff is. All right, the second thing we talked about is that it's gonna cost us something. For Peter, it's gonna cost him his life. For a lot of Christians from Peter's day up until today even, it has literally cost them their lives. We're called to be living sacrifices. That's what it's gonna cost us. It's gonna cost us what we want. So in Philippians chapter 2, it says, do nothing out of selfish ambition, but in humility consider yourselves less than others. That's what's gonna cost us. We're number one in our book, but the Bible says, and what it's gonna cost us is for us to be put into second place to others, to put others before us. It's gonna cost us convenience, and it's gonna cost us comfort, and it may even cost us relationships or friendships. It's gonna cost us all the things that we want to do with our lives and what we want for ourselves. But in the end, whether it's your literal death or what you do on the in-between, it's gonna glorify God. And that's the sole purpose of all of this. That's what we're called to do. It's just to glorify God with everything that we do. Our actions, our words, how we serve others, all of these things, it's gonna glorify God. So lastly, are you following? Are you doing something in the in-between? Listen, it's not a suggestion, it's a command. Jesus commanded Peter to do these things and to follow me. I wasn't asked, hey, like if you're not busy this weekend, like can you come do this? Like, no, do it. So ask yourself, are you following Christ? Are you being obedient with what he's given you and what he's asked you to do? Are you doing it fervently? Are you doing it with a zeal, with a passion to glorify God? And then our prayer yesterday was just, Lord, give me an open heart that I would receive what it is that you have for me to do, and that I would be obedient in that. And the same thing for you. I encourage you to pray that. Now, how do we make that easier? You choke the flesh. Stop doing the things that you want to do and what pleases you, and feed the Spirit. Are you reading the Bible? Are you in the Word daily? Are you praying? Are you praying for others? Are you praying for God's will to be done in your life and in others? And are you serving? Are you involved in your local church? Or are you just sitting? We're not meant to sit soaking sour. That's what, shout out to Brother Mel, that he said that. We're meant to get up and do something. That's how we make it easier. You choke the flesh and you feed the Spirit. So I encourage you with that today. So hey, that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so that you will be notified. Oh, and there's a little notification button after you subscribe. If you'll just click that little bell, then it'll come up on your phone or whatever. I get notifications all the time, and it's like, oh, cool, new video, and then you go watch it. So make sure you do that every Monday. I'm posting these, and so we'll see you next week. Bye.